Good evening, YouTube followers. My name is Greg Muender, and this is episode 2 of my vlog, Pulse Silicon Valley, where I tell you everything that's going on in the entrepreneurial, startup, tech community from a very ground level, battlefield level. Nothing like you're going to read about in the major blogs and major publications. This is from getting out there, going to events, littler events, seeing things really from the grassroots and on up. So 3 events since the last vlog I had a few days ago, our introductory vlog. So let's just kick it off. First of all, I'd like to say what we're drinking tonight. We have a bow tie wine from Bevmo. They're a fantastic 5-cent wine sale. You can't go wrong. So that is the beverage of choice tonight. So episode 1 was at the Groupon offices in Palo Alto, and if you know me, you know that I'm not a fan of Groupon, but hey, they have pretty cool offices, and the event was very cool. We had I'll pull up his name right now, a gentleman from AOL. They've launched their new product, Alto, which is an email client that piggybacks off of, you don't have to change your email address, you still get to use your at Gmail, or your at Hotmail, or your at whatever. And it's a totally free service. They're basically turning upside down the way we think about email and how we do it. And they've really taken a very proactive approach and a very lengthy, iterative approach to look at, we've been doing email the same for a number of years. Let's make it radically different. Let's really switch it up a bit. So my phone's dead right now, so I can't pull up the event, but I will put down more information below the video of who it was, what the talk was about, and where you can go to visit Alto and download the beta. Really cool. I'm going to switch to it. Basically, they organize your email in stacks instead of folders. It's kind of more of an organic approach to how we as humans deal with incoming messages, and how we've done with physical mail, kind of do with email too. So check it out. The product is Alto. Fantastic conversation about kind of where email came from and where it's going, and they took a lot of they looked at a lot of households and did very extensive research about how people process email in the real world, and developed this product with that in mind. Not what does a tech guy do, not what does a geek do, but rather what is someone in the real world with lots of things going on and not all the time in the world and can only maybe check email every few days. How do you organize it for them? So that's event number 1. Event 2 was last night, and that was Sex, Drugs, and Bandwidth at the Ustream offices. If you're not familiar with Ustream, they're basically, think of it as YouTube, but for live events. So you can hold up your iPhone and stream. They've literally had case studies of one guy holding up an iPhone and streaming live to 1 million+ users. Just incredible, the world we live in today, of how much of a broad reach you can have. So totally cool offices, fantastic view of the city, great event. Basically, they were covering how do you scale a project like that, where you can have one person scale to another person or to 1 million in real time, be able to scale that. And also, there's a lot of censorship issues. Things can get very risque, they can get gratuitous, they can get violent. How do you kind of draw the line of what you can allow on your platform and what you can't allow? And they kind of went over, it's a big gray area, obviously. It's very hard to write an algorithm. There's a lot of human interaction. They kind of went over how they scale that and the things they do to keep that in check, to make sure that the content on there is appropriate for, they call it PG-13, they like it to be appropriate for. So company's about 50 people right now. Honestly, I see massive potential here. News reporters, obviously we all know how the kind of traditional media industry is doing, and it seems very inefficient to fly people across the world to report on things. You know, why not have people from the ground, from the front lines, being able to record, or not even record, to stream live to the rest of the world? Very promising technology here. It's not revolutionary in the technology, but it's you know, it actually kind of is. In the last 2 years, one of the tech guys there said 2 years ago this was unheard of to be able to stream to this scale, and now we have the technology to be able to do that. So third event I went to was tonight, a few hours ago, at the Yelp offices in San Francisco. This one was a Designers and Geeks event. Very well run event, put on, very fun, very professional. And they did a talk by actually an architect about sustainable cities and building green buildings and that type of thing. And the architect, again, I'll put his name below here, did a lot of work in China and kind of talked about their massive growth and how, to them, he overlaid San Francisco downtown, and what we here are 7 by 7 square miles, think of as a big area, is basically just a neighborhood in the big Chinese cities that are 50 miles across, but because of high-speed rail networks, it's minutes away to get anywhere in the city. And it's very, very interesting. Also, apparently through him, $1.7 billion of Chinese loans have come our way to rehabilitate and do some work on Treasure Island, which, if you're not familiar with the area, is the island in between the two parts of the Bay Bridge. So that's exciting news to see some new development come out of there, some new money coming into the ecosystem here. So they had a raffle tonight. A lot of cool prizes were given out. I actually won one prize, a number of books here of some mobile strategy, content strategy, designing for emotion, responsive web design, really cool stuff. I'm excited to read this, and I chose this over some other prizes like some nice headphones and some other things because, hey, knowledge is power. Why not read these and learn a lot of cool stuff, more than their face value by many times over. So those are the 3 events that I went to over the course of the last few days. Remember to follow me on Twitter, to like my or follow my YouTube page. Honestly, I'm so new to this, I don't even have all the terms dialed in yet, but subscribe is what it is for YouTube, to my YouTube page. Check out my website, gregmuender.com. Follow me on Facebook or friend me on Facebook, all this stuff. Stay in touch with me if you like Silicon Valley, if you like San Francisco, if you like what's going on in the tech scene, the entrepreneurial startup scene. I'm your source for this. I'm on the battlefield. I'm doing this every night, coming to you live with the latest and greatest, or not live, but almost real time, very soon. All right, and lastly, for comments, I really want to blow this thing up. I want this to be a really cool thing. This is only our 2nd vlog. We don't know what the heck we're doing at this point, but hey, we'll see where it goes. Comment below where you think the coolest places to host interviews or shows would be. I do anticipate having some interviews with some founders and people, and I want to make it exciting. I want to make it so you guys are very entertained to watch, or to watch us. Some ideas that come to mind are a skydiving interview. Maybe if we could land an interview with Tesla in some way, someone over there, we could do it in the back seat of a Tesla driving fast on the mountain curves or something like that. And the other one, on top of a mountain, a great view of the city, maybe from Twin Peaks, maybe from Sutro Tower, maybe from San Bruno Mountain. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and suggestions of where you would like to see me either talk about the events I've been to or interview cool founders. So please write below. So thanks for watching. We'll wrap it up. Tomorrow is the end of the world. Let's hope we're still around after that. And cheers. It looks like I was just brought some sake, spice cider. So cheers, spiked spice cider. So cheers, delicious, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.